Welcome back. Ooh. Today we're going to have a little fun, and I'm going to tell you how I manifested my confidence so that I can walk into a room and it doesn't matter who's there. I could feel comfortable amongst anybody. I bring my own table. I don't have to sit at someone else's. I'm at the point where I can change the temperature of the room and have others eating out of the palm of my hands and getting exactly what I need from them to achieve my goals. How did I do that? I'm going to tell you right now. So you guys all know that I haven't always been like this. And I don't even need to tell you that when I grew up, I was like this. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, so you can just go back to my old videos for proof. So what did I do? How did I start? And what was some of the pivotal moments for me that changed? So a lot of people say fake it till you make it, and I guess that means just to walk around and pretend that you like yourself and that you feel good in your body and that you're okay with who you are. See, that doesn't work for me. I don't like to fake it till I make it. I like to make it till I make it. And when I say make it till I make it, I mean little by little prove to myself, prove and build the worth. And I talk about this in all of my books, which you can get at your favorite bookstore or ScorpioSunScorpioMoon.com. They're all in paperback besides Nobody Can Hurt Me, Scorpio's Guide to Healing with Affirmations, which you definitely want because there's a lot in there that has to do with self-development and affirmations that I've been doing for over 12 years. That one's only on audiobook. And so in the beginning, I did not walk in a room and get what I want. I would walk in a room and I would attract negative people because that's how I really felt deep down. So when people say fake it till you make it, like you're like faking the smile, but like your energy is everything. Your energy is powerful. So if you have low self-esteem, you're going to be at the low self-esteem table like I always was. You're going to be around a bunch of loser ass people if you're a loser ass person. And it doesn't matter what kind of clothes you wear. It doesn't matter if you really look good. Some of the people who look really beautiful have the lowest of self-esteem, guys. And so you have to tweak the internal so that the external will just naturally follow. And so when you feel really good on the inside and you have built self-worth from the ground up, you've already broken yourself down and rebuilt. And now there's space to rebuild that person that you want, okay? Everything from the inside is completely going to gravitate towards the outside, like it has no choice. And so how do we do that? We talk about that in Rise from the Ashes. This is the Bible of Breakdown and Rebuild, the only book written on it, okay? And so I explained to you guys in here that you cannot live in the body with the self-hating person and the confident person. It just doesn't work that way. Your subconscious has years and years from birth of information logged into a database that has over a period of time completely manifested into who you are right now. So let's say you got tormented for 5 years when you were little. Already that has broken you down in a heavy way that is kind of told yourself like, well, I'm not worthy of anything. I've been abused. I've been talked to like a dog. I'm not worthy of having anything. I am a dog. I ain't shit. I'm stupid. I am whatever, all the things that you've been told. That's in your subconscious, and every single thing that you do, that little voice in there is going to say, we don't deserve this. We're not shit. We're not this and that. You cannot override that in one day. You cannot override that in putting on that outfit. You cannot override that with a fake smile. You cannot override that, period, okay? You need to completely terminate that old individual who thinks that way, who feels that way, so then you can rebuild another individual in its place. So how did I do that? What happened with me? I had a lot of things going on when I was young, and a lot of it wasn't even said to me. Like, people didn't come to me and say, you're not shit. But the way I was treated proved this. Like, well, I must be garbage because this is the treatment that I'm getting. Or I observed a lot of really unsavory things right in front of me, and I'm like, well, that must be acceptable because I'm seeing this every day, and like it's been going on for years. That must be the way life is. That must be how women are supposed to be treated. That must be how we're supposed to be talked to. And then when you go out into the world, when someone disrespects you, you have a tolerance for it. You're like, oh, I learned that at home, so that's pretty normal. Okay, I guess that's how it is. And that's not how it is. That's not how it is. And so little by little, and I mean little by little, I mean 1 foot in front of the other, guys. It's not going to take a month. It's not going to take a week. Some of you, it ain't even going to take a year. It took me a decade, okay? And I've been on this over a decade, okay? And it's going to take you a long time to prove to yourself, to give yourself the worth. And how did I do that? I did that through accomplishing a lot of things. I've been an artist my whole entire life. I've been writing my whole entire life. And just accomplishing little things. Now, some of these may seem really worthless to you, but they're not. They're actually making a big imprint in your subconscious, right? So when that little voice comes in, and she will come in with her BS, she's going to be like, oh, you're not worthy of doing any of that. You can be like, oh, well, I did this, this, and that, so I don't understand what you're talking about. And then the voice has no comeback for that. So if you guys are in college, I don't know how old you are, if you're older like me, you have a trail of things that you've accomplished. A lot of you guys have gone to your amazing colleges, you know, your different programs, you have certification, you specialize in certain things, you're amazing at certain things, you've built businesses, you're running your household, you have children, you're doing spectacular things that no one else is doing. You've written a whole collection of books. You've traveled the world. I mean, there's so many things that you guys have done within your life that you've achieved. And you kind of disregard that. You're like, eh. I remember there was a time where I was like, oh, anybody can graduate from college. And it's like, wait, hold up. don't dismiss our work, because I worked my ass off in college. I really did. I was like a real student, like not even joking around, like up at 6, running before my 7:30 class, lectures at night, doing my homework, doing what I was supposed to do. Oh no, wait a minute. Everybody can't do that. I saw so many people drop out of school. A lot of friends that I had dropped out of school. I'm the only one in my family to do it. So there's something to say about that. If everybody can, you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So clearly it's not that easy. Some people can't focus for 4 or 5 years. Some people cannot sit in a classroom. Some people can't handle 6 and 7 classes and play sports and have 2 jobs. Some people cannot handle that. And I've seen individuals who cannot handle that. Clearly nobody in my family can handle that because they didn't do it. So I had no example of that. I had 0 example of what a college graduate looked like inside my family at all, like cousins or anybody. And so me kind of dismissing being the first to achieve something like that was really silly. And I had to learn, like, wait a minute, this is a big deal. Like, no one's done it. Do you know what I mean? When you're the first to do something, it's like, well, obviously it's not that easy. They're not just giving degrees out on the corner. If that was the case, I would have went and bought one. What the hell am I going to school for? And so it is a big deal. And it is an accomplishment. It is proving that you have discipline, that you have focus, that you have drive, that you have will, okay? That you can learn, that you can grow. It has so much value to that. And a lot of you guys have gone on, you've got your master's, you've got your PhD, you've got certificates, you're specializing in certain things, you've traveled the world, you've done things that other people are like, oh, I wish I can do that, I wish I can do that. So please don't disregard those things that you do and those milestones that you cross. And so every time I did something, I had to write it down, like, oh my gosh, I've done this. I won this award, I won this prize, and nobody could do it. I was the first in this, I was the best in my class at this, I was great in sports at this, I'm achieving this. These are all making a really big impression on your subconscious, so that when somebody says something sassy, honey, you don't even have to say anything back. You could just say like, oh, clearly that's not true because I've done X, Y, and Z. Now it's really important to prove to yourself by action, by accomplishing things. Because if you're just making up some story like, I'm the best, I am worthy. You ever hear people use affirmations that like don't have any meaning behind them? You know, I can't just spit out, I am worthy, I am the best. I remember the first time I got in the mirror and was like, oh, I love myself. Like, it hurt so bad because it wasn't true. It was so challenging to be like, oh, I love you, I care about you, you're my best friend. Like, the reflection back was like, who are you talking to? Like, first of all, I don't even know you. I don't even know you like that. You're lying. We're not friends. We don't know each other. I don't, like, what are you talking about? And so you have to make that connection. You have to build that relationship just like you do with other people. Like, I ain't got no friends. I hear a lot of you guys, I ain't got no friends. It's like, well, you're not even friends with yourself though. It's unbelievable. You're in your body until you transition to the non-physical, and you don't even know the person in the mirror yet. You want other people to know you. It doesn't even make any sense when you for those of you who are logical. I'm not a logical person. I lead by instinct and feeling. But for those of you who are in your head all the time, does that make any sense? You want somebody else to love you. I want somebody to adore me, love me, this and that. And then you're not even treating yourself properly. You're not even giving yourself all of that. No one is going to do that. They're just going to follow your lead. Other people follow your lead. When they see you, very sloppy, overeating, dressing bad, working at a 5 and dime chicken shop at 40 years old, they see that you don't feel worthy of anything. You're not doing anything. So they're not going to have some amazing reaction towards you. Of course not. They're going to treat you like a person who's making $9.99 an hour, working at a chicken shack, who sits around all day playing video games. They're going to treat you like that, okay? People only follow your lead. They only follow your lead. And so throughout the years, I had to build proof. I had to build the worth. Like, I've done this, I've done that. I'm caring for myself, and I want that, and I'm going to get that. And I'm going to get that. And there was no voice. The voice had to shut up, because once it started saying things like, oh, well, you don't deserve that. Like, who the hell are you? You're nobody. You haven't done anything. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Stop right there. We have to start pulling out the list. We've done this. We've done that. We've done this. We've done that. And by the way, voice, nobody else has ever done these things. So now what are we talking about? And the voice is like, okay, you have a point. I guess you can get that. And then it goes up and up and up, because the voice is going to come back. As soon as you go and accomplish something, oh, I want that job. Oh, you don't deserve it. Yes, I do. I've done this, that, and I'm better than all of them. I took the exam. I'm better than everybody. Okay, go get that job. And then when you want a promotion, oh, why should you get a promotion? The voice comes back. You don't deserve that. What are you talking about? And honey, you're going to pull out your list. So my whole life was creating tangible proof, okay? Just mindlessly getting in the mirror, talking about I love myself and blah, blah. Like, how are you loving yourself? You can't even write down how you're loving yourself. Did you exercise today? What did you eat? I always get on, sometimes in our lives, we'll get on and I'll be like, what did you have for dinner and things like that. I just want to see how you guys are taking care of yourselves, really. And some of you talking about bacon and eggs and all this disgusting stuff that has been proved scientifically to be, cancer causing. And I'm like, wow, how dare you get in my comments and talk about, I want somebody to love me and take care of me, and like you're eating bacon and eggs in the morning. Like, what are you doing? Like, just something that you think is really simple is like a really big deal. How you're taking care of yourself every day. How are you? Are you getting up? Are you meditating? Are you exercising? Do you even feel like you're worthy, like feeling worthy enough just to do those things? I see a lot of obese people, and I talk about this. I talk about that all the time. And I know a lot of you think that I'm like phobic or whatever. Please. That's an example of how you care for yourself. It's an example of trauma. It's an example of a lot of things, okay? And it's like, you're not even taking care of the basics. The bare minimum. Taking a shower, exercising, brushing your teeth. I floss a lot. pretty much after everything I eat. So I floss many times a day. I floss. And that's important to me. It's the health of my gums, just something that other people just deny themselves or don't even think about. The bare minimum you're not even doing. But you want somebody to come into your life and miraculously, adore you. What are they adoring? What are they adoring? The person who doesn't brush their teeth, the person who takes a shower every 2 days, like, what do they have to adore? Give them something to adore, honey. Give them something, right? Give people something to be attracted to. Give people something to be excited about. Give people something to fight over you about. You know what I'm saying? Some of you don't even have that, and you have to build it. So once I start building these tangible things, proof, then I started going after bigger things. Oh, I've proven to myself I can get this, I can get that, right? Taking time to get to know myself, liking myself, like, oh, you know what, I actually do like myself. I like being around myself. I love my own company. I'm pretty cool. I'm fun. You know what I'm saying? I can be serious. I can be intense, but I know how to focus. I have a lot of discipline. I would want to be around me. I would want to be like, oh, that's my friend. She gets shit done. She's a grinder. She doesn't play around. She's not, silly and acting stupid. She but she can have a good time. Like, I would talk about myself in that way. Like, I would want a friend like me. And a lot of you guys got to get serious and ask yourselves, like, would you want a friend like you? You're out drinking, falling out of the cab, irresponsible, not paying your bills. Your health is terrible. You have 4 or 5 and 6 diseases. You're living foul. Some of y'all ain't living right. Like, who would brag about you? Like, who would be like, oh my gosh, I want to date them. Oh my gosh, I'm head over heels for them. Like, do you even have clean sheets? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all these things really matter, and you can't mask it behind cute clothes. After you start to feel good about yourself, you're going to want to wear cute clothes. Everything I have is cute. Everything. I won't buy it if I don't love it. Okay. And so that's just because I feel that way. It's not trying to cover something up. It's literally coming outside like, oh, well, let's get this and let's get that. I love this. This is amazing. Like, I want to express myself on the outside because I feel good on the inside. Okay, guys? So, the personality that I've built for myself, I had to get rid of the old person. And the old person didn't feel good about herself. She didn't feel worthy because she had a lot of individuals in her immediate environment that were doing foul things, that were saying volatile things, that were disrespectful, that were disloyal. And so all of that, was like proof to me, like, oh, wow, I must be trash because this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm witnessing every day. And this is clearly, it's okay. These people, around me are not even respecting themselves. Like, what the hell is going on? And so I had to vigorously, and this is not an easy thing. This is not something that's going to happen tomorrow, guys, to be honest. I had to vigorously step outside of that person and say, listen, this is clearly, this is not what I want. This doesn't feel good. There's something wrong with this. I'm seeing other people in their homes respectful and acting properly and successful. Everybody's doing this, that, and the other. Why? How come here there's some type of mishap? There's something wrong with this, and I don't want to be a part of this. Making that decision, deciding that I don't want to be a part of this is a big step, because you're going to have issues with that. I still have issues with that, with people saying, oh, you think you're better than us, or you think you're this and that. When the truth is, I am better. I am better. I've hustled. I've gone through things that other people didn't have to go through while they got to sleep and lay around and not grind. They weren't going to those 5-hour lectures. They weren't, taking 6 classes a day. They didn't have to go through the grind. They didn't have to work 3 and 4 jobs. There was a time where I had 2 jobs that I worked 9 hours at one and go right to the other. Like, I didn't even have time to sleep, and this went on for years and years and years. And it's like for them to come to me and be like, oh, you think you're better, and it's like, listen, I have no sympathy for you. While I had sleepless nights, You're curled up in the bed. You didn't have to sacrifice what I sacrificed. So yeah, I am better. I am better. That's why I have better. That's why I'm doing better. Okay? And so this is the type of proof that I'm talking about, guys. Now, if you're the one laying around sleeping in all day, eating chips and whatever in front of the damn television, playing video games, living in some fantasy, don't get upset when somebody else is grinding and they have the life you want because you didn't have to go through what they did to get it. Okay? And so once you go through what it takes to achieve things, okay, this is where your self-worth comes in. This is where mine comes in. There's not a room that I step into where I don't feel fabulous. And people come up and they're like, oh, who are you? And what do you do? And I have a trail full of things that I've done, honey, and a trail full of things that I am doing. And they're like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Right? And I'm somebody that they want to be around. I inspire other individuals to get off their ass and do things. Not just with my work, but just physically. Oh my gosh, you're 47. How do you look like that? Well, look at a bunch of other 47-year-old women. They're not looking like me because they don't do what I do and they don't want to do what I do. They don't want to get up and exercise 7 days a week. They don't want to give up the chips and dips. They would never eat the way that I do consistently for over 10 years. They would never ever do it. So their results are a little different than mine. When I step into a space, I ignite passion in people. People want to do things. Oh my gosh, I want to write my first book. Oh my gosh, I want to lose 10 pounds. Oh my gosh, I want to be natural. Oh my gosh, I want to like my hair. Oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do that. Right? I have something that people want. I have something that people want to be around. I have something that individuals are excited about. And this is why I can walk into any space and kind of manipulate that energy. Because as soon as I come in, I bring everything, a decade worth of all the amazing things that I've built, and people are like, oh shit, let me step aside because I see a light, and I, like, who is this? What is this? Who is she? What does she do? What is she, what can I gain from her? Do you see what I'm saying? And until you guys do that, walking into space and trying to overcompensate when you really have low self-esteem, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's just going to backfire, because people with low self-esteem, they recognize you, and you guys connect in here. They're like, oh, I see a wounded bird in a fabulous outfit, but they're still a wounded bird, which is why you always see people who are very distraught, and they meet somebody, and of course that person is distraught, because you would never be on the same wavelength as somebody healthy. Oh, this is why a lot of you guys are like, I just met a narcissist. Well, that tells a lot about who you are, or you're in these turbulent relationships, and you back to back to back, you're just meeting these horrifying people, which is the reason why, in my book, Dating Scorpio, I was always friends with the freaking losers. I mean, it's evident. It's evident, guys. So breakdowning and rebuilding is the only way. You can't have a healthy person in a sick body. You can't have a confident person in a body that feels unworthy of getting these things, of accomplishing these things, of walking into a space and stepping in the shoes of somebody who is, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, I feel so comfortable in front of a crowd. I don't care how big it is. Like, I rarely get nervous, guys. I really do. If I get nervous, is definitely not because of people at all. I'm very comfortable around people, very comfortable. My moon is in my 10th house. And so I connect with people on a very, very deep level, and I feel comfortable sitting down. I don't feel like, intimidated by anybody. I couldn't care less what they think about me, because I always come with intentions. And so my intention is to give you something and go on about my business. So anybody's opinions or anything like that, it literally doesn't affect me. And, I have something to offer. I'm coming with a whole suitcase full of stuff. And some of you guys are coming with a suitcase that is empty. It's empty. Okay? And so you're going to build your self-esteem by breaking yourself down and rebuilding, getting rid of all of the old beliefs, the things you were taught, the things that were indoctrined, the people telling you you ain't shit and telling you you can't accomplish anything. You're gonna accomplish some things, okay? Maybe they're right. Maybe you haven't accomplished anything. Maybe you haven't done anything. Maybe you're just sitting around the house, laying around, jerking off, or doing whatever. Okay, great. Now you're gonna change that. You're gonna accomplish some things. You're gonna go and get your GED. Listen. Everybody doesn't have their GED, or everybody doesn't have the will to go get their GED, the dropouts, okay? You're going to build from there. Then you're going to go to college. Then you're going to learn some skill. Learn an amazing skill that nobody knows how to do, and you're that guy or you're that woman that you're like, oh my gosh, nobody's doing this. And you create a space for yourself. You're going to start taking care of your health. You're going to get your ass up when that alarm goes off. You're going to say, I'm not going to live in this toxic body. I'm getting healthy. I'm going to walk every day or run every day or bike every day or whatever you're going to do every day. You're going to spend at least an hour flushing out toxins. You're going to empty out your fridge, your cabinets, and all your pantry and everything else, and get rid of all those chips and dips and the cheese that comes out the can and whatever else garbage you got going on there. And you're going to fill your environment with life. You're going to get rid of horrible things that remind you of tragedy. And if that means getting rid of your parents' photographs on your wall, if they were the ones that threw you away or dismissed you, getting rid of any clothes that remind you of some horrible events. Some people still got clothes from when they were assaulted packed up in the attic. Ew, get it out of there. Why do you have it in the attic now, seeping down through your ceilings and in the wall? Energy is everywhere, guys. Getting rid of everything that reminds you of that old voice that is telling you you're not good enough. You're going to clean your environment out completely. You're going to get in here. You're going to start with your health. You're going to start building something for yourself. And make a few goals. Don't try and do everything at once. Write things down. This year I want to do this. This year I want to go back to school and get my certification. This year I want to get healthy and get in shape. This year I want to start getting up early. Just put 3 things down, and at the end of the year, when you're fully accomplished, like, oh my gosh, I'm in the best shape of my life, I'm up at 5 a.m. now, my house is always clean, that is going to do something to you. It's going to make you feel like a totally different person, because you are a different person. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm disciplined, I got through it, people made fun of me and I still came through, I still changed my diet, I still did this despite all of the BS around me. I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm worthy. And then you're going to keep climbing the ladder as you go. And that's what I had to do, guys. And that is how I manifested a personality that used to piss people off. You remember my comments years ago. You're so arrogant and this. Oh my gosh, people came for me when they saw all my transformation. They're like, and I broke my glasses, my beautiful 60s glasses that I used to wear. I sat on those things 3 times too many, honey. And I started wearing my contacts. People were like, hey, what's going on? You're changing, you're morphing, what's going on? And it was such a threat. It was such a threat to individuals. And once I changed, a lot of my audience left, thank goodness. A lot of people in the comments left, thank goodness. And then other people on that level started coming in. And, as I grow and as I evolve, I've Pluto in my first house. And it's going to be there forevermore, honey. It's the slowest moving planet. So as I grow and evolve, people are going to start leaving and making space for other individuals. That's what Pluto is all about. Destroying the old and creating a space for rebirth, honey. And that's what you're going to do. And you're not going to do it today, okay? We're not going to do it today, but you will get there. All right, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. Watch it again. Share it with someone who's ready for me. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. You can get all of my books on the website or at your favorite store. Nobody Can Hurt Me is only available on audio version. So if you live in another country, the audio versions are amazing. They have an extended to it that's not in the paperback, so you get more on the audio, and I talk about how I created the book, and you get all that good stuff. I have a transformation course which shadows rise from the ashes, and I take you by the hand and I create a whole course specifically for you. You get 2 of my audiobooks, you get 3 videos from me, and we work on your specific challenges. If you want a one-on-one with me, you can get that on the site. If you want a master chart reading, you can get it there as well. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Mwah.